Why play Alistar Support? Well, he has amazing engage, he brings good sustain for your lane, his lockdown is incredible, and he is stupidly tanky. However, he does have to play around long cooldowns, and he's very all in with no escapes afterwards. Alistar's passive is he gains a stack for each lockdown effect applied to an enemy champion. He also gains a stack of this for each enemy that dies nearby, including enemy minions. When he has 7 stacks, he consumes all of these stacks to heal himself a small amount and all nearby allies a good amount. Alistar's Q smashes the ground beneath him, dealing damage to all enemies hit, stunning them and knocking them in the air. Alistar's W is a point and click ability which causes him to dash to the target's location. Upon arrival, he deals damage to them and knocks them back. Alistar's E causes him to become ghosted and start dealing damage in a circle around him to enemies nearby. Every time this damages an enemy champion, he gains a stack of trample up to 5 stacks. At 5 stacks, his next attack deals bonus damage and stuns the target. Alistar's ultimate firstly cleanses himself of any lockdown on him. Then, for the next 7 seconds, he takes massively reduced damage. This makes him stupidly tanky. For combos, start with W and press Q while you're dashing to immediately use it upon arrival. This will stop you knocking your opponent back to safety and instead will knock them up in the air. Immediately press E, then attack away until you can stun your opponent. If your opponent is near terrain, use W to hit them into the terrain and use your E. Use Q to knock them up and attack them to stun them for a stupidly long lockdown chain. And if your opponent ever comes up to your tower, use E and then flash and Q them. From here, walk behind them and headbutt them under your tower. For matchups, Ali is great into engaged support, as he's happy to be engaged on and wants to be close to his targets. And he can struggle against long-ranged bully supports who will always poke him. For runes, take this. Aftershock makes your engages great. For build order, start World Atlas and Pot into a Locket and tier 2 boots. After this, a Knight's Vow and Zeke's are great pickups before finishing your build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Ignite. For synergies, Ali is amazing with carries that can easily follow up his engage. Starting the game, how you play your early game will differ depending on who you're against. If the enemy's running a poke lane, your objective is basically to survive lane and secure your ADC as much farm as possible. However, when you're against tanky or enchanter supports, you can play far more aggressive. Bush control for you is incredibly important, as when you have flash or hex flash available, you can flash on your opponent, knock them in the air and headbutt them back into danger. At level 6, you get a decent power spike with your ultimate, where it's not going to be amazing at killing your opponents. In any extended fight, you start winning for free. Entering the mid game, you want to take your tower and rotate mid with your carry. Alistar loves this point in the game, being able to run around the map, taking objectives and looking for picks. Entering late game team fights, either play as your teams engage or peel for your carries. When engaging, headbutt and pulverize something important, knocking up multiple targets. Of course, using ultimate to survive. When peeling, still use ultimate to make you tanky, but headbutt opponents away from your carry and knock anyone else up and stun them. And that's how to play Alistar Support. If this video helped you, leave it a like and comment below who you want to see next.